Well, student, it is your next illustration, that illustration number 1.5, and it is related to the charging by the physical contact. This example, this illustration, it is related to the charging by physical contact. Well, the question of this one, it is like this: a charged metallic sphere A is suspended by a nylon thread. Another charged metallic sphere B, held by an insulating handle, is brought close to the A such that the distance between their centers is 10 cm, as shown in figure A. The resulting repulsive force A, it is noted, for example, by shining the beam of the light and measuring the deflection of its shadow on the screen. Sphere A and B are touched by the uncharged sphere C and D respectively, as shown in figure C and D. C and D are then removed and the B brought to the close to the A to a distance of 5 cm between their center, as shown in figure C. What is the expected repulsion of A on the basis of the Coulomb's law? Spheres A and C and spheres B and D have an identical size. Ignore the size of A and B comparison to the separation between their centers. Okay, so now this example, it is related to the student charging by the physical contact. So observe this sphere A, it is to be suspended by the nylon thread. Sphere A has a charge Q. Sphere B, which has a charge Q dash. Separation between them is 10 cm. Now, according to Coulomb's law, force acting between them can be given by F is equal to K Q into Q dash by R square. Equation number 1. Now, sphere A brought in contact with another identical sphere C. Identical sphere means what? Size of both spheres are same. Now what happens? Between these two spheres, the distribution of the charges takes place. Now charge on the sphere A, sphere C becomes half. Charge on the sphere A becomes a half because half of the charge is given to the sphere C. Therefore, charge on the sphere A becomes Q by 2. Charge on the sphere C also becomes what? Q by 2. Next instrument, sphere B brought in contact with the sphere D, another identical sphere D. Charge on sphere D is Q dash. It is given the charge to the sphere D. The charge becomes half. So that sphere B has a charge Q dash by 2. Sphere D also has a charge Q dash by 2. Now sphere A has a charge Q by 2. Sphere B has a charge Q dash by 2. Separation between them, it is half. Separation between them, it is what? Half. So that distance now given by R dash is equal to 0.5. That distance is now given by it is R dash is equal to 5 cm. That distance it is called R by 2. That distance is called what? R by 2. The initial distance it was 10 cm. Next distance it is 5 cm. That distance becomes half. Charges on the sphere A or sphere B, it is also becomes half. Now calculate the another force acting between them. Student, charge on sphere A, Q by 2. Charge on sphere B, Q dash by 2. Distance is half. Now log in Coulomb's law. It is given by F dash is equal to K, Q by 2 into Q dash by 2 by R by 2 whole square. This is 2 into 2, 4. Again 2 square 4. They are going to cancel. Therefore remaining steps is K, Q dash by R square. This is same answer like equation number 1. So that F dash is equal to F. The force remains same. Force does not change. Force does not change. Okay? Now student, there is a next illustration. That is a illustration number 1.6. This is an illustration for the equilateral triangle. For the equilateral triangle. At each vertex, same charges are placed, Q charge. At the center of the triangle, we place a capital Q charge. Calculate the resultant force acting at the Q charge, at the centroid. Calculate the resultant force acting at the centroid. So now the question of this illustration, which can be given into a textbook, consider 3 charges Q1, Q2, Q3, each equal to Q. At the vertices of an equilateral triangle of side L, the length of the side, it is what? L. What is the force on the charge Q placed at the centroid of the triangle? What is the force on the charge Q placed at the centroid of the triangle? So there is 3 charges, Q, Q and Q. At the center of the triangle, there is capital Q charge. Okay, length of the each side of the triangle, it is what? L. Okay, it is an equilateral angle. Total angle is 60. Therefore, half of the angle is what? 30 degree. Half of the angle is what? 30 degree. So this is called A, B and C. This is called the bisector or perpendicular. It is called AD. It is AD. So this AC, it is makes an angle 30 degree. It is AC makes an angle what? 30 degree. So the adjacent side component, the component falling on the AD, component falling on the AD of the AC can be given by. So student, AD is a AC cos 30. AD is what? AC cos 30. We know very well what is length of AC? L. Cos 30 is equal to root 3 by 2. Okay, so the total length of the AD is root 3 by 2 into L. Now student, actually we require length of AO, length of BO and length of CO. From the geometry, remember it, length of AO, BO and CO, they are equal actually. But that length is how much? It is 2 by 3 times than that of AD. 2 by 3 times than that of the AD. Well, AD is equal to root 3 by 2L, root 3 by 2L. 2 cancel, root 3 cancel. Therefore, length of AO, BO, CO is equal to L by root 3. Like this much distance is L by root 3. This much distance is L by root 3. And this much distance is also L by root 3. Student, everywhere there is a positive charges. Everywhere. Between them, repulsive forces acting. Force acting on Q due to this A, repulsive force, downward direction, F1 force. Force acting on Q due to B, again it is acting repulsive acting in this direction, this is called F2 force. Force acting on Q due to C, repulsive acting in this direction. F2 and F3 they form the parallelogram, the resultant will be acting in upper direction. This is positive direction, this is negative direction. Okay, so again this whole example can be solved by using the superposition principle, because there is a more than 2 charges. More than 2 charges always use superposition principle. Okay, so now student, force F1 on Q due to force F1 on capital Q due to small q charge at A given by F1 is equal to vector F1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 capital Q into small q by L by root 3 whole square. 1 by root 3 square, that is 1 by 3 division to division numerator, that is 3 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 capital Q into small q by L square. And this force acting along the which direction? AO direction. This acting which direction? Along the AO direction. Student, force acting between these same force. Everywhere this answer will be remain same. Now the force acting, now the force F2 on capital Q due to charge Q at D can be given by vector F2 is equal to 3 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 capital Q into small q by L square along BO direction. This force acting along the BO direction. And this force will be acting along the which direction? CO direction. Same answer. Force F3 on Q due to charge small q at C can be given by vector F3 is equal to 3 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 capital Q into small q by L square along CO direction. Okay. By the law of parallelogram, the resultant of F2 and F3 force, say it is F dash. Resultant F2 and F3 say is F dash. That F dash is equal to 3 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 capital Q into small q by L square along OA direction. Okay. So this F dash acting in upward, F1 acting in downward direction. They are in which direction? Opposite direction. Their opposite direction. Their effect is nullified. Therefore, the resultant force acting at point A is 0. Now, please explain it mathematically. Therefore, the total force acting at Q, F dash plus F1, F dash is equal to this one, F1 is equal to it is this one. Okay, it is a 3 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q by L square along OA. Same answer, it is along AO. What changes takes place? This is to be acting along OA. This is to be acting along AO. Along OA plus R cap. Along AO, it is a minus R dash. This is in this direction. It is in this direction. OA direction. Say it is a what? Plus R cap. Downward direction, say it is a minus R cap. But between them, this is common. This whole term is common. So that R dash minus R cap minus R cap. Answer is what? 0. Therefore, the resultant force acting central to the triangle, it is 0. So remember it directly. When on the each vertices, same charge at center, resultant force always 0. Resultant electric field is also 0. Remember it. Okay? So now the next illustration number 7. In the illustration number 7, so total 3 charges are given. Consider a charge is q, q and minus q placed at the vertices of a equilateral triangle as shown in figure. What is the force on the each charge? What is the force on the each charge? चलो at point A plus q charge, at point B again plus q charge, at point C minus q charge. What is the force on the each charge? So now we are first of all we are calculating force acting at point A. Plus repulsive force F. This is minus and this is plus attractive force. Again they form the parallelogram. Resultant will be acting in a diagonal direction. Angle between them is 120. So the same situation at point B. Again between plus repulsive, between minus plus attractive, the resultant will be produced in a diagonal direction. Angle between these two forces is 120. And at point C, plus minus attractive, again plus minus attractive, resultant is in diagonal direction. Between these two angle 120, but between these two forces angle is 60 degree. The whole example can be solved by using the law of parallelogram. First of all, we are calculating the force acting at point A, but everywhere the magnitude of the force is not same. Length of the triangle it is not L. Length of the triangle is not L. The magnitude of force of attraction or repulsion between the two charges is given by F is equal to 1/4 pi epsilon 0 q square by L square. So now from the law of parallelogram, vector F1 is equal to, at this point vector F1 is equal to, it is under root of f square plus 2f square cos 120 into r1 cap. Cos 120 is equal to, answer is minus 1/2. Student 2 cancel, minus f square remain. 2f square minus f square, it is only f square, outer square root is what f, r1 cap. Well, r1 cap is a unit vector along BC. R1 cap is a unit vector along BC. Why it is along BC? Because this one in parallel. This is along the what BC. This arrow represents the what interdirection of what BC. Okay. So now we calculate F2 force. Same equation can be used, and the same answer will be there. So that we can say that under root of f square plus 2f square cos 120 r2 cap. Again there will be same answer. It is a F2 r2 cap, where r2 cap is the unit vector along the AC direction. It is the unit vector along the direction, AC direction. And the last thing, student, for this F3 force, only the angle is changed. Angle becomes 60 degree. Under root of f square plus 2f square cos 60. Cos 60 means what? 1/2. 2 to cancel. 2f square plus f square, 3f square, out of square root 3f, n cap. N cap is the unit vector along the direction of bisecting BC here. N cap is the unit vector along the direction of bisecting BC here, angle BC here. Okay, now this example is completed.